Okay, this should be it. Can you guys hear me? We're starting up a new live stream. We're obviously in the garage. I just looked at my microphone thinking it was the camera. But we are live in the garage. This is something that I like to do when I can. Sunday fun day kind of thing, you know. I have a few things lined up for this stream. I know we have a new audio setup. You guys had some complaints last time, so we're going to get that tested here. I tried to dial it in the best I could. It should be at least a little bit better. So if someone could let me know how it's going, that'd be great. So I'm also a little bit better at the whole live streaming thing, pretty fresh. So we have the camera dialed in a little bit. We have everything microphone wise. It seems like you guys are good to go. So a few things we're going to be focusing on today. I'm pretty excited. I have basically the stream set up so that I can switch over to my browser, and we're going to build some machines. That's the plan. If you guys have any questions or inquiries or, you know, some thoughts, comments, that kind of thing, bring them in. I'll answer them. I'm going to ignore Cass's phone call. She'll be here soon. The audio sounds really clear. Good. There's probably going to be an echo. Obviously, I'm doing this in a garage, so not much we can do about that. Good seeing you guys, though. 780 Alex, of course. Derek, what's going on, buddy? Big Daddy Kong, Piccolo, and Scandy. We've got some viewers coming in. That's good. Okay. No echo, really? I'm surprised by that. I have the settings. I basically looked up, you know, other people's settings. And I found a guy that is pretty close to, you know, my base level and stuff like that. So this should be pretty close. The only thing I don't know is when Cass shows up and wants to talk, it might not pick her up. I don't know what's going to happen. How's that U-Force 600 doing? Great. So the U-Force 600, if you guys don't know, was a side-by-side build we did in this garage. It was the first build we ever did in this garage. And it actually belongs to my father-in-law. He won it at church. And we built it, got it all dialed in and shipped it off. He was finishing up some of the details there. It's doing great. Just recently for Easter, I went down and he's got that thing like mothership loaded out and we went for a good cruise. You can actually see some of that machine on our membership only videos. I went for a quick tour with them to let the dogs out and we checked out the machine again. So there is videos of it. You obviously aren't a golfer. I don't know what that means. Josh Hicks, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for the membership, by the way. I see you signed up for our membership program. That's pretty cool. If you guys were wondering, there's a couple commenters with a Mainville M beside their name. Those are people who directly support us through the membership program. They get some extra videos and a few other perks, things like that. So if that's something that interests you, it's the best way to support us. Go check it out. Renegade build done or future plans. Here's the thing, like I don't really see that machine as a build. I have a hard time calling it a build. I bought that Renegade and we built it the way we did because we know it works. It's like the easiest recipe there is out there. Some clutching, some assassinators, rad relocate, a pipe and a tune, away you go. Like, you know, you're good to go. You can do 95% of whatever you're looking to do. So that's why we actually built it. It was just, you know, it's the proven platform. We have some ideas for the future. So we'll focus on that when that comes around. The Masters final round is on. Yes. I'm sorry if my stream interrupts golfing, but I would imagine if you like golfing, you're not watching. So yeah, let me try this. This is probably going to trip you guys out here. But I set it up so that I can go live, and now you're going to see the streaming setup. But we can actually go over to the browser, and I opened up a bunch of tabs, different manufacturers for different machines. We've got, obviously, your Can-Am, Polaris, CF Moto, Segue, Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki even, Heisen, which we worked with recently, TGB. They're not new, but new, and Argo. There's probably other brands I'm not thinking of, but basically, if you guys are interested, I'd like to go through some of these and maybe like build out or check out some of the options by some of these different brands. So if that's something that interests you, let me know. Hi, Kyle. It's me, Ian. What's up, buddy? Big bore kit, wink, wink. If you're talking about the Renegade, it will never get a big bore. Unless I blow up that motor and I'm rebuilding it anyway, maybe, but I won't. There's no need. I totally get it. They're awesome, but they're incredibly reliable in stock format. So I'm going to leave them right where they are. I know people like to say like, they're reliable. They're fine. Those kits are great. But if they're not as reliable as OEM for sure. So yeah, I'm really glad this sound is working out. I'm going to be curious to watch the stream back and see how it turns out. Sunday fun day. Little drinky poo. Some apple juice. A little cold in the shop. I was trying to pump some heat in here. I didn't think it would be this cold in here, but it is. I obviously insulated it more than well enough because it'll be like 15 degrees outside, but my garage will stay like +2. I would like to know your opinion on the new brute force. From what I know and what I've seen, and again, I haven't touched it or anything, it's just plastics. That's all it is. So if you like the way it looks, it's the same proven platform it's always been. It's a great option, always has been. The updated looks are nice, but to call it a new machine, absolutely not. It's been the same since like 2012 or something. Don't quote me on that, but it's been a while. I think they did some frame reinforcement at one point, but yeah, that's basically it. Dark and dirty, hell yeah. What does that mean, Alex? So yeah, feel free to ask any questions. If you guys are interested, or maybe you want to see what I would pick from different brands, I have it all lined up so we can do that. I definitely want to build some stuff and check that out. The only thing is, I might have to come up with a way. Oh, I see what I have to do. I have to see the comments. I'm going to have to do that on my phone because I don't have a second monitor in here. This computer is actually my old editing setup. And it's starting to really go downhill. So now I only use it in the garage here for looking at manuals and streaming and stuff like that. Video editing for years on this thing was hard on it. Started doing some funny things. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I want to take a look at some of the pricing on the Can-Am stuff. Can-Am, my favorite brand. It is what it is. A lot of people are going to find that not surprising. I obviously own a bunch of Can-Ams. I'm not opposed to pretty much any brand. I think more brands, the better. I'm an advocate for more options, but my preference for my riding style, what I'm looking for, looks, you name it, Can-Am's it for me. There's some other brands that I really like, but yeah, definitely Can-Am. So we're going to switch this over. Okay, so there's one that I want to look at. I love Can-Am's website because they just have it absolutely dialed in for this kind of thing. There's one quad that I really, really, really want to look at doing in the future. I'm kind of holding out because there's little birdies in the air talking about new models coming in 2024. So October 2024. And if it's what I think it is, from what I've heard, then I might be doing something else. But if it doesn't happen, something I actually want to do, where is it? Is the 700. What's the Outlander Pro? Oh yeah, so how do you do the XMR? Is it this? Do it up. So we've got, where is it? Where's the XMR? Max XT. Oh, XMR 700 right here. It's in my color this year too. Kind of missed an opportunity on this one. $241 a month, 12,799 MSRP. Is there anything you can actually build out on this? I don't think there's any actual options, is there? Engine 700, gauge. Okay, there's nothing there. There's accessories. So if I built this, I don't know if it would be like my mud machine exactly, but I think it would be like the trail machine that I don't have to worry about. I think that's what it'd be. So if I run up on a puddle that's blocking the road and it's pretty deep, the nice part is I wouldn't have to worry about it. I can just go through it anyway. I know it's snorkeled. I know it's ready to go. Rad's out of the way, that kind of thing. But ultimately, I think it would just be like an over-prepared trail machine for me. Like those tires are more than good enough. The size is great. I know the power delivery is awesome. I got to try one. I loved it. They're selling XPS Care products, bumpers and protection. Oh, I guess, yeah. So does it not come with skid plates? So there's the little front bumper, but you have to add skid plates? Really? That doesn't come on the XM. Oh, I guess it's a 700, so they're probably trying to be budget friendly. What does it say? Oh my, that's not cheap. $639.99. What's this one? Oh, it's just for the A-arms. And they're aluminum. I mean, since we're just giving it a whirl, what's the XT front bumper? Okay, that's what's already... What's the difference between this? There's the XU front bumper. This would be more my style right here. So the XU... Can you not remove the XT? So do you have to pay for that? So you have to pay for this bumper and still upgrade to this bumper. That's kind of annoying. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys will have to correct me. Hi, BB8, R2D2. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Sunday Fun Day. We're building machines. We're building pipe dreams. This one might be affordable, but there's some other machines that I want to look at today that not so much. Front bumper, I would definitely want a rear bumper. Do they even... I would get the wraps. I mean, we're dreaming here. Let's put them all on. I don't need fender flares. You're just going to eat mud regardless. The Outlanders aren't bad. It's not like a Renegade, but once you own a Renegade, this is lots of fender. XT rear bumper. What is that? Yeah. I've got buddies like Alex in the chat. He would probably rear end me. So I'd like to have something there to not collapse all the plastics. Plastics are the expensive part in my experience, unless you really total some stuff. I'd do that. Oh, there's actually a full rear bumper. Never mind. Delete that. Wait, can I delete this? No, you can't delete it. Okay. So there's a full rear bumper. These are the things that I would definitely do. Yeah, I'll probably just do that one. Why isn't it? Oh, is there multiple options? Okay, that's pretty slick. But these are just the bumpers off like the regular XMRs, right? Like the 850 and 1000. Pretty sure that's what's going on there. They don't look extremely well adapted, especially in the rear. There's some funny looks going on there. I don't need a front tow hook, but that would be kind of cool for yard stuff. Covers and textiles. Oh, trailering cover. I am a Yamaha guy, but I was watching videos on YouTube about the 700. It was pretty impressive. Yeah, so everyone that I know, including myself, who has tried one of these 700s, if you have a preference and you lean towards Can-Am and you get on one of these, it basically replaces the Grizzly and the Kodiak for me. I don't know why. Again, if you have different preferences, I guess that changes. But as far as performance, like sheet numbers and the way it felt when I rode it, it kind of decimates the competition. If you're a diehard Yamaha person, I get it. Great. If for whatever reason you're driving an Arctic Cat, that's cool too. They have that new Mud Pro. That's kind of comparable. But at the end of the day, when you try one of these, you'll quickly learn that it's kind of top tier in its class. So I don't know if there's been any long-term issues. I don't know anyone other than Dave who owns one. I should message him and see what he thinks still of it now. But he was really happy with it when I first talked to him about it. Have you given AODES a look yet? No, I haven't, Josh, but I'll definitely take a look at that. I'd be worrying about high clearance, getting hooked up on fallen trees, rocks. Like worried that you'd get hung up? This has plenty of clearance. I don't think it's going to be that much different than like an 850 Outlander XMR. You might have an inch or two, but I'd have to look into those kind of details. Hey, Kodiak, Yamaha, and Honda ATV killer. I try not to like go hardcore on a brand, but when you take a look at this particular machine in its class, it's kind of a no-brainer that it's one of the best. So what do we got here? Electrical. Like, I'm getting old, so like I wouldn't mind some heated grips. That's something I've never actually had, and I can't remember whose bike I got onto, but it had them, and I just I'm like, man, those are nice. I've spent $400 on way worse. I'm gonna put those on. What do we got here? Cell phone holder? Yeah, no thanks. Heated visor outlet. There's some cool options. So they have all the high-end options from the other machines available, which is kind of cool. Flags for dunes and stuff like that. Emergency kit. Plows. This would be a great plow machine. I used to have a Kodiak 450 and it plowed my driveway no problem. I actually pulled my wife's garter off with a winch on that thing. That's a story for another day though. So a 700 would be more than enough. Especially like the Moto pistons and the amount of torque they have, I think it would be perfect. You get the right setup on your tires, air down a little bit, drive a little spiritedly, you'd be all right. Dave does have tracks on his, and from what I've seen in videos, I think he calls it half pull. It seems more than capable. Obviously, you're not going to do the big like Apache, whatever the heck they are with like the 2-inch paddles, but they do have smaller versions. I think they're called the LT. You guys can correct me on that. The video I watched of the 700 Grizzly versus the 700 Outlander, the Outlander was better in every way. Yeah, now keep in mind, the Grizzly and the Kodiak, long-standing, the maintenance on them, they don't need much. Reliability, maybe better. I find reliability tends to be an issue of the rider more so than the actual machine. But on the reliability, I would maybe just give it to the Yamaha. I haven't seen enough time on these, but given the simplicity of them, the mono piston, they are making a lot more power than the Yamaha is my understanding. So yeah, I think reliability, I would just barely give Yamaha the bump, but otherwise I would agree that the Grizzly and the Kodiak are losing in almost every category compared to this machine. I'm already at 15 grand, which is kind of nuts because in 2018, I started the channel with a 2018 Outlander XMR 1000R Max, and that cost me 18 grand with all the bells and whistles. And this 700 in 2024 is already at an MSRP without taxes at 15 grand. That's not without PDI, freight, all that stuff, right? I don't think that's actually on here. There's windshields? Oh, they have the cool windshields on the Pro models and stuff. I don't think you can do it on the XMR, though. What else we got? Bumpers and protection extras. Does it not come with a winch? Really? Huh. 2,500 pounds, more than enough for this machine. I can't see it weighing more than, what, 800 pounds? Can-Am always makes a heavy machine, so it can't be that heavy. You can do another plowing my driveway video. Yeah. For anyone who follows the channel for a long time, the video I absolutely despise. I keep looking at the mic instead of the camera. The video I actually despise the most that I ever made is a video of me plowing my driveway on my red Outlander 1000R. And man, it always gets brought up. It's still getting views. Every winter I get a bunch of views. It's the reason for like, I think it's 15% of my subscribers come from that one video. 15 or 20%. It's outrageous. So we got to add a winch. 2,500 is going to be more than enough. I don't need any of the other accessories and stuff like that. That front receiver hitch would be really cool to move trailers. I'm just saying. But I can just look over my shoulder too. They have some lighting. Man, that's expensive. Who's doing their lighting for them? Must be in-house. I know they either make it themselves, rebrand it, or they buy brands who are doing a good job, basically. Can-Am fanboy here. I picked up a 2023 1000 XMR last season. The new Gen 3s have a lot of cool features, though. Yeah, so as far as Gen 3s, the only ones that are out right now, you're looking at them. Obviously, they got a front face clip lift a little bit, but the Pros and the XMR, like anything with the 700 or the 500 or whatever in it, those are Gen 3. They basically took over for the 450 to 570, and I think they got rid of the 650. So this is all under the 700 class now. So now on the other machines, I think we only have a 850 and the 1000, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So here's the build. What do we got? Legion Red. That's pretty cool because Can-Am needed another red color. There's like 6 different reds, if you didn't know. And they're all just slightly unique. So they're not like a fire truck red or a candy apple red, like reds that have been around for a long time, like barn red. They always do like a slightly off. They add some orange. They do some weird stuff. So $15,443 Canadian. And that's the MSRP. So that excludes freight, delivery charge, taxes, and registration fees. Yikes. So by the time you're out the door, what are you? Like 18 grand? 19, 18? Somewhere between 18 and $19,000? Because that's exactly what I would do with that machine. The Renegade behind me, we bought that 2022, end of 2022, something like that. And we paid 24 grand for that. And then, went ahead and blew a bunch of cash as well. So yeah, I think these economy versions definitely need to exist, but holy moly, that's Can-Am economy. We're going to go through some other options here as well. Anybody else think his dumb XMRs don't come with a winch? Yeah. Yeah, I think the XMRs, even if they just added the cost onto it, it should just already be there. I don't know why you would get an XMR without them. I have a hard time with the idea of an ATV not having one, period. Oh, garage door's opening. I think my wife's home. Arriving in style. I don't know if you guys can see that. No. The 650 Renegade is still a thing, I believe. You sure? Can-Am needs to build a unit like the Polaris RS1. It'd be fun to see how Can-Am would build a unit like that. Yeah, like a one-seater X3 or something. Like a 65-inch one-seater. I think the RS1 was 65 inches, or maybe 60, but I knew a guy with one out in the prairies, and it was really cool to be able to see left and right side clearly. You're letting all the heat out. Did you bring snacks? I did. Okay. She brought snacks. It's okay, guys. Cass is here, though. My girlfriend's 23 Grizzly was 23 out the door. Really? Wow. We're going over options. I'm not buying anything, I swear. I promise.
Yeah, I heard you. The new one. That's the one I'm going to do instead.
Oh, yeah. Are you listening to the live stream driving?
Yes. With my ears.
You're going to close the door? You're letting all the heat out.
I'm going to put the garbage out.
Uh-huh.
This guy, so demanding.
I'm freezing. I'm going to go close the door. The camera's right there. We're going over soon. Okay, so we're going to review different makeup brands that have been released in the last 8 months. I'm joking. I can't even name one. Where's the comments? Okay, so this is $291 a month. Total MRC. Oh, I'm actually really curious. How are you guys hearing her right now? Because I set this mic up and I didn't have her to test with. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to pick her up as well. Testing. Did you find a Honda ATC 250R? No, I did not. I'm also kind of not looking because if I find the right one, I'll buy it. And he wants an Acti, and he wants Acti. Honda Acti? Oh, Acti, yeah. That's the Honda K-Trucks, like the little Japanese K-Trucks. Yeah. Hello, Cass, everyone says. And by everyone, I mean one, but I mean, they're all thinking it probably. Can hear you both good. I'm really glad we got the audio sorted out because honestly, when it comes to doing YouTube and streaming and all that kind of stuff, the one thing that matters absolute most is definitely audio. All right, so we're going to leave this build sheet up. 15,500 MSRP before everything. That's not a small amount of money. Can hear her fine. Yeah, it's good. Great. And he wants a 350. I want a lot of things, guys. That's what I'm that's for sure. In my dream shop, all the things that I want dream wise, like dream machines, they would not fit in here.
I just want a kitchen island. That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't forget it's garbage day if you live near us.
I don't think anyone does. Kyle wants all the things. It's okay. Yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely do. Okay, so what do we look at next? Polaris? Build an ATV or side-by-side. Oh, okay. You guys want to talk price points that are absolutely nuts? Oh, she's going to leave that door open the whole time. All right, so Polaris Expedition. I don't want to turn the heat on in here because you guys are going to hear the fan constantly, and no one wants that. This is I think it's the most expensive base price machine. I would get a 2-seat. This is probably the only Polaris that I could be convinced to buy. Seriously. I don't think Polaris is... What the heck is going on now? The garage door's freaking out. I like Polaris as a brand. They're obviously fantastic. They're innovators. You know, one of the biggest ATV side-by-side brands there is. But they just, I don't know. They don't suit my fancy. The first machine to ever make me look at a Polaris and like want it is definitely the Expedition. The problem is, as you've probably heard, they're outrageously priced to the point where you can literally go and buy, and this is no joke or exaggeration, you can go and buy a nice truck. You can go get a nice little Tacoma or even like a lower end, brand new off the lot half ton. You can deck it out. You can go get a Jeep. You can go get a $20,000 like semi-built, 70s, 80s Jeep and deck it out for this price. Like it's kind of nuts. I think you all know that. So here's the 2-seater. We're going to build this out the way I would want it and see what it comes up to. I don't know what the difference is between these models. Knowing me, whatever the more expensive one is. There's an Ultimate and a North Star. Oh, this one's, the North Star's got like heat and AC and all that stuff. That's exactly what I would do. We're already at 52.5 grand here. What do we got for comments? So you would be looking at 26 at the door. Don't get a Polaris. The Expedition looks really good in person with big tires. Yeah, I've seen some with, there's new long travel kits that people have come up with, and they put like 37-inch tires on them. It's wild. How much more room do you have in that garage for a unit? I can fit. I have some stuff, and I might as well tell you guys on the stream because, for you guys coming up to the stream, I'll let you in on some inside knowledge. I have another hoist coming in for this garage. And it's basically going to store the snowmobiles. That's the current plan. And then there's going to be a custom wash bay right beside it so I can wash and detail all my machines. So there's going to be a little bit more room. And there's enough room for me to fit a whole other side-by-side. So you heard it here first. But you're going to see it I think the current date is May 3rd. I have that other hoist installed. You guys will see a video about that soon. How's it going with the house? The house is basically everything we needed to get done is done. And we have a few minor details actually on Tuesday. The siding company has to come back and do a few details, but otherwise we got everything we set out to do done. Plus more, actually. I got a whole other bedroom renovated the other day. I've got family coming, so we now have 3 spare bedrooms ready for, family coming over, which is really, really cool. I had to do a lot of patchwork and get rid of a bunch of grimy stuff and just, it was bad. But we got it fixed up. You actually go on Facebook, on our Facebook page, you can see photos of the recent room. It looks really good. Bring them in when they're cold. Yeah. Hi, everyone there. I hope you're all doing good. The new house is looking good. Thank you so much. We put a lot of work into it. And I know we're lacking on videos. That's no surprise. I've been saying it for like the last 6 months. not only has this house kept us insanely busy, but we also have lives. We have work and other things to do. But in the same breath, I actually had some time recently to do videos, and I was just so tired I couldn't get out and do them. I was just burning out, and I have to be very careful because the trails open up in May and I want to get out, and my priority this year is to ride more than I've ever ridden, which will be really hard, but I really, really want to spend more time camping and riding, so I have some stuff coming up. Okay, let's continue the Polaris Expedition ADV North Star in matte orange rust. Not my favorite, but it's close to red, so I'll take it. It's actually a really ugly red, or a really ugly orange. How do I... Okay, next. That's what I would pick. I already know this is going to get out of hand. Overland at all. Oh, they just let you buy like straight up packages. I don't need an overland setup because if I'm towing this rig around, I'm going to have my camper probably on the back of the truck. So I don't know what's in the utility. The utility comes with, does this not come with glass? No, it does. So it's got all the glass and everything. This thing's cool, man. It's like like a little, it reminds me of like a Bronco, you know, with like the cab and everything. It's all removable. It's kind of sick. So it does come with glass and a wiper, heat and AC, all that stuff, right? So that's good. But it seems like they're adding other things here, like a utility package. I don't know what, oh, bed extender, I don't think, is there no mirrors? How is there no mirrors for $52,500? Wild. I don't need a kayak package. I don't know what a trail package. Oh, Nerf bars. Some other stuff. Some different tires. There's nothing wrong with the tires that are there. A low bumper. Is there no... Yeah, it's kind of exposed. There really is no bumper there. But that looks so stupid. They just like strapped a bumper to the exhaust. The spare tire holder is really cool. But for me, that's like a visual thing. Just bring some patches. Always ride with buddies and you'll never have a problem. This is all gimmicky stuff as far as I'm concerned. Is there no skid? Okay, there's skid plates, but not for your A-arms. I'm kind of here or there. I don't really care about A-arm skid plates. I've never needed them. Some people swear by them, but I've never, ever needed them. Go get sector mirrors, way better than stock. Okay, cool. Noted. I'm not getting this anytime soon, so I appreciate the advice though. Need to see the Gade doing some riding in your swamp. Yeah, dude, we had a big storm here and my swamp is just covered in trees that are down. So I have to do some work back there before I do anything, but yeah, totally plan on it. The swamp is very healthy. I am responsible for millions of frogs a day. It's kind of nuts. So yeah, I don't know if I need anything that's in this package. Well, I don't need any of this, but it's not even nice to have. And a hunt package I don't really care about. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go individually. So I would definitely, I'm all about bumpers. And they don't even have a picture of the HD bumper. So, okay, probably deal with that another time. Rear molly panel. It's kind of a cool idea. How do can I see details? Oh yeah. Meh. Rear bumpers. Can I see this? Yeah, I don't know. Polaris's bumper game kind of stinks. I don't think I would buy those. I'd go look at aftermarket or look at something to build myself. The kick-out rock sliders, that looks pretty sick. Not going to lie. I'm all about that. I'll probably add that. That looks good. Hey, wife.
Cool.
You want to take over the stream for a minute? Cass is going to take care of you guys for a sec. Don't say anything silly.
Kyle has to poop. There's a 50-50 chance. Okay. What do you guys want to know? I just got here from my friend's book launch party. Actually, she just read a book. Take a screenshot or whatever, look it up. Pretty cool. It's on Amazon, Kindle. Plug, because you know we got to look out for each other, support, and all that stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so he was building a Polaris Expedition. He was up to plow systems. Nope, because we already have a tractor. Don't need that. Adjustable folding mirrors. He would want that. For sure. That or he'd get it aftermarket. Let's see. Did I skip? No. Okay. Bed extender. Nope. Rooftop tent. I would not let him because we already have one. High risk intakes. I don't even know what half of this is. Crossbar. What do you do? Oh, don't need that. I'm open to suggestions also. Cass, you're coming FRCC, right? I'm actually moving to Toronto, and Cass is gonna delete everything. Nah, we're just dreaming right now. But I'm moving to Toronto in August, funny enough, to finish, well, not to finish, but to do my master's. So Kyle's gonna need some riding buddies here. So feel free to audition, hiring within. But yeah, just gonna be gone 1 year. I'll be back on weekends, hopefully get some rides in. But yeah, all of this stuff is just extra stuff that we don't need. Okay, mirrors, got it. Winches. I'm surprised it doesn't come with one. What are we? Well, then what the heck is that? I'm pretty sure it has one. Yeah, that's got to be a winch. I'm going to say it has one. Lighting. Nope. Don't need that. Well, he might do a light bar on a side-by-side, actually. Not maybe the Sport, but let's see. I'm actually going to throw some lights on there. Front roof light bar mounts. Oh, it's just a mount. Is this a light bar? Well, duh. Yeah. Select. Yeah, there we go. Oops, conflict. Cancel.
Are you ruining the build?
No, I'm adding light bars.
Why would we do light bars?
On a side-by-side. It's utility, babe.
Do I have a light bar on anything that I own?
Because everything you own is Sport.
Sport?
Yes.
The Renegade Sport?
Wouldn't you want it?
No, I wouldn't. Definitely not.
Okay, well, I was wrong.
Do you want it?
No. I don't want anything. I just want a kitchen island.
We're going to get you a kitchen island.
Sure.
It's on the list.
Yeah. Wheel and tires, he would do aftermarket for sure.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, so we're going to skip that. The only other thing, I didn't add a winch because it already has one. And
Oh, it actually came with one? Good, because the machine's $50-something thousand. Oh, sorry.
matte orange rust. Sure. Rock sliders. Oh, that's all. That's it. All I added was mirrors.
They're like looking at your forehead.
No, that's if I close the check. Oh, dang. How do I get taller?
I don't know. Stretch.
Okay, so 53,000.
Is that what it came up to?
Yeah.
For a matte orange
That's
rust.
stupid.
With sliders. Did you add mirrors? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but the mirrors are like.
Oh, you can remove the
Holy.
light bar harness.
Yeah, remove.
So Polaris isn't as bad for like they're already expensive MSRP, like base. And there isn't much to add with this particular model, really. This thing has heat and AC, cab wiper, all that. So we added some mirrors.
I have a hard time believing mirrors are 250.
That's actually not even that bad. There's way more expensive mirrors out there. There's LED mirrors that seriously are probably like $500 or more.
LED mirrors?
Yeah, they put actually LED lights on the backside of the mirrors and stuff, and like there's all sorts of cool features. But
yeah, but that's dumb.
yeah, but you know what? People are buying them.
That's like saying my fridge has an automatic door opener.
Someone would buy it. Someone would definitely buy it.
Unless it fed you the food after, sure. Okay, moving on. You're expensive, Polaris. Do you even have like the on?
That's what I would build. We're leaving the build sheets up and we're going to go through brand to brand.
Okay. TF Moto.
You didn't, where's the comments? You got rid of the comments on the thing?
Yeah. Oops.
Go to the live chat. Just hit live chat. There you go.
Cass is going to delete everything. Cass, you ever been to New Brunswick? I have, for a course. That was it. And there was 90 centimeters of snowfall the first night I was there.
Yeah, it was Oromocto.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous. I didn't have a vehicle there either because they flew me there for work. So I had to like snowshoe to my meals. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not sure why yeah, that's good.
Oh, we weren't even looking at the screen. We're terrible live streamers. Oh my God. So for those of you, I don't know if you guys were seeing that. Somehow this got switched. But the live desktop, here's the actual Polaris Expedition we were looking at. Matte orange, kick out sliders, and mirrors. So we should be good. There we go. Everything's back in order. What do we got for questions? We're going to move on to CF Moto next, but we're going to answer some of the stuff that we missed here. Have you ever watched Peter Hager on YouTube? He had a Polaris Scrambler lent to him, and that is the only Polaris that actually impressed me. The travel on the, I think they make them at 55 inches. That's probably the only thing I like about Scramblers. Otherwise, my experience with them has been terrible.
Kyle's on the shitter looking on the phone.
No, I left the phone in here.
Did you go on rides with the sleds anywhere this year? No. There was one day Kyle could have brought the sled and the trail was fine for the ATV. So why de-winterize just to re-winterize the sled? So he actually took the quad.
Yeah, I think the sleds ran for a grand total maybe 5 minutes.
In the garage.
In the garage, yep. Are you coming to FRCC? We'd love to, but realistically, we have so many other things to do. FRCC is not really up there on the priority list.
Yeah, like Alex, I might have to fold socks that day. I don't know.
There's
just swamped.
If you think about it, like the cost of travel, and when you get to Saskatoon, you have to do like another 4 hours.
That's like asking him if he's coming to the Chemi mud drags.
He doesn't know that that's a waste of time. That's a total waste of time. Yeah. Cass is going to delete everything. Well, she didn't. Did you go ride your sleds? We answered that. Kyle's on the pooper looking at his phone. No.
What do you want to apply to, Josh?
Cass, is there a way to show us?
That was earlier.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So did you switch things? Did you mess with this?
No.
I must have not switched it. Assassinators on an expedition would be pretty sick. What the heck is going on? There we go. The focus on this thing is very sensitive. I don't know if I'd ever do assassinators on a side-by-side. It could be cool for like a moment, but you're just asking for trouble. There's even an AI pilot for auto driving. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Kyle's riding buddy. Oh, is Diesel?
No.
What?
I told them to apply within that I'm going to be gone and you're going to need a riding buddy.
Oh, yeah. I need lots of riding buddies. Since we've gotten back, like, I just don't know enough people, honestly. I have people inviting me, and sometimes I just can't go, and that sucks. But okay, we're going to move on to, we're going to switch to that. Go to CF Moto. I've got the comments here. Okay, so for CF Moto, there's two machines that I would do. I don't mind their quads. Well, actually, there's 3 machines I would do with CF Moto. So I'm going to let you guys vote. Should I do an ATV or a side-by-side? Because there's one ATV that I'm interested in, and there's 2 side-by-sides that I'm interested in. Kind of one, really.
Or a dirt bike.
I'm not... No, they do motorcycles. I don't think they do dirt bikes at all. Mm-hmm. CF Moto does not do dirt bikes. Let's take a look.
They do enduros, don't they?
I mean, do you call those enduros?
For Europe.
For you. Jesus Christ, guys. Yeah, those all look like motorcycles to me. That doesn't count. There's no way. What do we got? I'd come out to a worthwhile event in Ontario, just not Lingham Lake Skeg Ride because it's not real skeg. Sorry, Ontario people. Yeah, I agree. It could be a good time, but it's a little overhyped. I have a 2023 600 CF Moto U-Force with a stage 3 clutch and some tires on it. Works good. Yeah, hell yeah. ATV. So, okay, they want to see ATV. We're going to take a look at, I don't know, I think they're all called the C-Force, but with different packages. I want the Overland. Where is it? Oh, first one. The only thing is, the 600s and 500s have a facelift that looks really, really good. Which sucks, because I wouldn't get a 400. I don't even think these come with power steering. The 600s are pretty good. The Overland is what I would do feature-wise. Desert tan and tactical green. Hoorah. I'd probably do the tan.
Show us the green, though.
It's not
even.
It's not olive drab.
It's
not real army. But yeah, the tan. I like the tan. I really do. I'm a big fan of tan. Not bad.
You're a tan fan?
Do they not let you build anything on this website?
Nope.
What is a commodity surcharge? What does that even mean? Starting at $19,249, but the price includes a preparation fee. Okay, freight is normal. Got it. Okay, so freight. So I bet you the dealer is also going to tack on PDI and stuff.
That might be the preparation fee?
No, I don't think so. So PDI's never been that high. I don't know what a preparation fee is. If you guys know, let me know. But I don't think there's a build option here. Let's look at the features though. It's a 963cc fuel injected, of course. They're still claiming CVTech. Are they still using CVTechs? I thought they stopped using them. Power steering, I would hope so, for 20 plus grand. The one nice part is for this price point, it does come with, it already has storage, it already has bumpers, that kind of thing. So comparably, if you bought an Outlander with the same stuff, you'd probably be like 24 grand, 25 grand. Aluminum winch armor. I have no idea what that means. Windshield with integrated hand guards. Oh, okay. It's not much of a windshield, but okay.
Can you show them this? I'm on the CF Moto website to look at what the fees actually mean. And I'm scrolling and there's a Polaris ad.
There's a Polaris ad on the CF Moto website. I love that. Yeah. So looking at this price and everything now, I don't know. CF Moto for the longest time was like the economical way to go, but I'm not seeing it now, man. I'm really not. And they're famous for adding at the dealer level, to be fair. They're adding a lot of fees and stuff like that. So they'll get you to come in. Like, let's take a look at one of the super base models here. So we'll take a C-Force 400. Actually, that's a lot higher than I thought it was. Does this have power steering? Okay, this one does have power steering. There's got to be a lower. This isn't even
the dealer though. This is CF Moto.
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
So there's going to be dealer fees on top of this?
Yeah, so there's going to be some costs associated to uncrating it and everything like that. So they have this one at an MSRP of $6,599 or whatever, but I'll bet you by the time you're out the door, you're going to be like 11 or 12 grand or something. Mm-hmm. And that's what their whole shtick is kind of getting you guys in with on an MSRP, and then they definitely tack on more fees than anyone I've ever seen. That being said, their quality has gone up significantly, and they have some really interesting model choices. So I'm not opposed to them in any way. I think they're great, but I just don't like what I'm hearing about the fees and stuff. What I should do is go into an actual CF Moto dealer and just see what the buying process is like, just to like investigate those claims, because obviously those are just what I'm hearing from multiple sources.
I didn't know they made inverter generators.
CF Moto will make anything. But yeah, so there's definitely some ways to make this more expensive, but so it doesn't look like I can actually build anything out. It looks like you just get what you get. And I'm sure at a dealer they have some stuff.
They have accessories on the top there.
Yeah, they just don't have like a build sheet like the other one. So the only other model, ATV, UTV, go here. The only other model, how do I get back to that? Is it the U-Force? I think it's the U-Force. I'm totally into the Z-Force. I think that's pretty cool too. It's basically a Maverick Sport, to be honest with you. So, you know, there's that. But if I were to get a CF Moto, I think it would be a U-Force 2-door 1000. I think this would be right up my alley. This would be perfect for trail riding and just yard work and that kind of stuff. I don't think any bikes are economical anymore. Generally, I agree with you. I think the most affordable brand that I've seen recently was Heisen. If you guys seen our recent video with Heisen, Josh Hicks is actually in the chat. He's one of the techs there. He's the one who kind of set up the whole thing. The 550R, the one that I really liked, basically a half cab model, but cab prepped, we'll call it. And I think it was 17,000 or something like that. Which for cab models, that gets crazy. Like a Defender can be 40, 45,000. You saw what the Expedition can be. It can be pretty nuts. So here's a U-Force. Desert Tan, True Timber Camo, or Blue. The blue is gorgeous if you're into blue. The Desert Tan, I think, is the way I would go. CF Moto has mixed review.
That'd be bad. I'm leaving you the cupcakes.
Okay, thank you. I'm not going to be eating cupcakes on stream. There's going to be memes for days.
I did it.
They're going to go back in the stream and make a meme out of you for sure. Yeah, CF Moto, their reputation has gotten better and better, honestly. It really, really has. Their product has gotten better, but it's also gotten more expensive. So they did exactly what I thought they were going to do years ago. They're going to come in, they're going to be the economical brand, they're going to be the new option, and then they're just slowly going to build up their feature lists and their options, and you know, they'll put more money into engineering and time, but inevitably they were going to end up be more expensive. But they're established, they have dealer networks, they have all of this stuff now, right? So, and of course, at the same time, while all that was happening, COVID and markets are going nuts, everything got more expensive, so did their product. That includes other brands as well, but yeah, so essentially they're up there and then the big brands as far as I'm concerned. They're not leading in performance necessarily, but they are certainly a leader in the industry for sure. I'm going to look at a few more comments before we dig into this U-Force here. Might be their docking fee worded differently. Yeah. Their crazy prorated warranty is something to look at too. Like the warranty for CF Moto, I've heard good things. I've never experienced their warranty process. It's one thing to claim a 5-year limited warranty, but what does that mean when you actually go to use it, you know? So that's something that I would have to hear from, you know, the horse's mouth, because I don't own a CF Moto, of course. The Kia of ATV and side-by-sides. Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that. Kia, as an automotive, you know, powerhouse, is really kind of coming out of left field right now. They did the same thing where they didn't actually manufacture any of their own cars up until the Sportster or whatever that car was. What they would do is they bought failed concepts, failed engineering plans, and then they would build those cars. So if you look at like one of the original cars, like the Forte, it was basically a failed Civic concept. And that's why it looked a lot like a Civic. But they would buy that engineering and then just, build it out, because it would save them a bunch of time and money, because I think they started in like the 80s or something like that. So considering where they came from and what they're producing now, good for them. But, at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, it's still a Kia, but it's a great option to have for some people. So that's the same feeling I have for CF Moto. CF Moto is really warming up to me, though, to be honest with you. Been looking at a U-Force 1000 for a while, still stuck between that and price difference for a smaller motor Defender. If I had to, it depends what I'm going for. If I'm looking for performance, the Defender is going to win every day of the week. If I'm looking for an economical option to go around my property and, go clean up some wood and whatever you're doing, the U-Force is great. So you can get a 1000 fairly affordable compared to a Defender. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it. It depends what you need it for at the end of the day. Piston broke in the chat. 5-year warranty is good for about 11 minutes for me. Also, hi. Hey, buddy. How you been? Yeah, I'm famous for sitting down, and like my favorite dealer is Pete Sales and Service in Petawawa. That's where all of these machines are from. Even when I was out in Saskatoon, I bought from Pete's and shipped them out to me because it was actually cheaper for me to do that, and they're great. So I love supporting them anytime I can. When I would sit down and talk to the salesperson, they know me so well at this point because I've bought like 4 or 5 machines from them. They don't even offer me warranty anymore. I get the 6 months that the machine comes with or whatever, and I always ruin it immediately. I slap turbos on things. My 900 Ace, I basically changed everything. I also did a turbo kit and blow off valves and all sorts of crazy stuff on that too. So I have a habit of, ruining warranties, so they don't even offer it to me anymore. So yeah. Here's the U-Force 1000. This is something that I would definitely look at when it's time for me to look at a utility side-by-side. This is a very trailable machine as well. And you can pretty much cab this up pretty quick. I know they have cab kits. I don't know what that would cost, but they're pretty well dialed in. There's some funny things I don't really care for, like this particular model here. I've actually seen one of these on the trail where they have the flare kits and stuff. And they just kind of look dorky, like they skipped leg day. But there's ways around that, of course. You can set this thing up nice. Fair bit of clearance. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a utility machine, so you're going to run into the same stuff on pretty much all of these models. But leading contender for me on the utility side, for sure. What do we got for the next brand? Segue. Segue is a brand that I am rooting for. I am really, really rooting for. I think is the best way I could put it. Especially that Supervillain. They have really cool names actually for their machines, like Supervillain. I'm in. Am I not getting my comments? Let me just check on the comments here. Yeah, okay, we're good. My camera keeps going out of focus. That's my bad. Okay, so we're set up there. For the Segue, the honest truth, there's only 2 machines that I would buy from them for myself. I would consider their ATVs for just like a trailer rig. They have a new AT5, which is really cheap. We should check a look. Well, I shouldn't say cheap, affordable. Is it under Snarler? It should be just called the AT5. Power Sports AT5. So this is the new affordable one. I haven't tried this, but I actually just saw one when I was in Sudbury. And it's in our video. We did a members only video of our trip to Sudbury recently. And I got to see one of these AT5s at a dealership called ProTech Power Sports in Sudbury, Ontario. And this is like their affordability option for people, which is great. I love seeing this. We need options like this, especially these days, so people can keep their sanity and keep some money in their wallet, which is really hard to do these days. Get out and ride. I mean, 39 horse, sure. I mean, you're not buying this for horsepower. You're buying this to get out. It's basically a watered down Snarler. There's some minor changes, but, universally reusing a lot of the same components. It comes with a lot of the cool stuff that Segue does, like with apps and whatever, if you're into that kind of technology side of things. I'm curious what brand of watercraft that is. If you guys know, let me know. It'd be funny to know. But I don't see any. Is it going to tell me any pricing or anything like that? I like how people in the chat know each other and they're saying hi to each other. That's funny. I like that. We're a pretty small community overall, especially for those who know me. I'm not seeing any specs for whatever reason. It's not giving it to me. Let's see what it says about the AC6. So this is the Snarler. Oh, they actually have. Oh yeah, they do have. They had the long. So for me, like this is a pretty cool unit. I got to try this out in the prairies, which was really sick. I got to work with Segue Direct, and we tried this, the Fugelman, and the Villain. The Villain we didn't get a whole lot of ride time with, but I got to drive it around town. We were going to take it out for a big long tour, but we ended up getting like the worst storm we had in a while, and we just couldn't take it out. So, but I will be doing another ride with Segue in Sudbury at some point in time, which is pretty sick. We're working on something, which will be late spring. So pretty soon, actually. As far as I'm concerned, this is what I want to see, is the super villain. I don't even think, I think there was one like very early like alpha pre-development model that was here in Canada. And that was the hybrid that they had. And this thing is going to be an absolute unit. I'm really excited for this. I think if we're going to do electrification in power sports, it needs to be hybrid. I don't want to see electric anything until it's absolutely dialed in, but hybrid, I'm into. The biggest downfall, though, is the weight. I think this thing's like 3,300 pounds. It's like outrageous. My overbuilt like Expedition side-by-side like sport back there is like 2,000 pounds. This thing is insanely heavy because it basically is carrying two powertrains for the most part. Yeah, so you can see all like the big battery pack. Obviously, the big advantage is this is going to be a very balanced machine, and it's going to be a lot of weight very low, which actually is very great considering like when you're cornering and doing a bunch of stuff. That's going to be really cool. So there's some bonuses to it, but ultimately your weight is insane. So that's going to be wild. I think we answered that question before, Downey, but we have been to New Brunswick before. I've actually lived there for quite a while. I lived there for, I want to say like 13 or 14 months in Oromocto. I was there. I lived on base there doing training and stuff like that. Spent quite a bit of my time in Fredericton on the weekends. Let's put it that way. But yeah, Segue got some cool options. They're not really including price sheets and stuff like that. Selectable drive modes, got all that. There's going to be some pretty high-tech stuff. There's quite a bit of information on this now. The travel is going to be... Where is the travel? What do we have? 20 inches of travel is kind of wild. I wonder how that compares to like an X3 or a Maverick R or something. Ground clearance is kind of meh. Payload's a little meh, but that's probably because of its own weight. 330 horsepower is what they're claiming. That's a tricky number. Electric power conversion to horsepower is like kind of fluffy, if you know what I mean. So, and then there's also, are they combining power from the gas side versus the electric side? Are they just putting that together in some sort of like hybrid number? So like, I have trust issues with this number, but I'll be very excited to see one of these one day. And I definitely have the connections to make it happen at some point. So pretty cool. Their Villain's pretty sweet too. Like, I don't think I would really buy one because it's 105 horse. You know, there's a lot of things with 105 horse. If they were doing like 160 to 185, maybe even a 200 horse Villain, like standard, like turbo gas Villain, I would be down for that. So yeah, I guess they're not coming up with prices, but we can go talk to dealers and stuff about that. Honda. this is where I grew up, right? If I had to pick one brand that influenced it all, it's Honda. So before I became a Can-Am fanboy, I was a Honda guy. So for me, the Honda ATVs were king. Obviously, there's some perks to Honda. There's definitely some downfalls. The performance is pretty limited. Some of their new side-by-side platforms are like really up there. They're great. I know they teamed up. I believe they teamed up with an aftermarket company to do a turbo on the Talon. Where is that now? So products. Let's go off-road. Lots of dirt bikes and stuff. We actually have a 110 back there, so I still own a Honda. I have a Honda generator too. Basically the same power. What do we got? ATV. It didn't even dawn on me that they still actually manufacture the Rincon, which is nuts. And I think do they make this in a 650 or something like that? I can't remember what it was. I mean, the Rubicon, the Foreman Rubicon 4x4, everyone knows these. You put a PVC pipe up there and you're cruising all over Florida on this bad boy. The price is totally fair. I mean, that's, online website MSRP, so take it with a grain of salt, of course, but I'd like to see this engine in here, or like an 800 or something. But Honda will just never do it. They don't care. And these things sell like hotcakes. It's crazy. It doesn't even make any sense. People just love these things. People who don't really care about performance, they're more than fine with this. And I get that. So for like the quad that I have right here, I could buy two of these, probably even close to 3 if you include all the aftermarket stuff and labor and everything else. So that's pretty sick. But if I were to buy a Honda nowadays, I already know what it's going to be. I don't know what the model differences are, but probably, what's the 1000 RS? This is where I would be at. You know what? 21,000 MSRP is not bad for that. That's actually kind of crazy. Let's build one out. Is it going to let me do that? Fox live valve? Why not? Why not? It's in my color. Pearl red, Honda red. I don't want to sign up for nothing. Accessories. Horn kit? No. Audio system? No. Rear speakers, fuse box. Why is there a fuse box add-on? Probably for aftermarket stuff, I'm guessing. Poppy Monroe Wild. Yeah, Honda. Jackson Racing Turbo for the Talon. Yeah, so Derek in the chat, probably the biggest Honda boy here for sure. He actually owned a Talon up until recently, and he's probably his Talon is the only one. Sorry, it isn't the only one, but one of 2 that I've seen in person, and I've seen it in action. It's a great unit all around. It would take some time to get used to like paddle shifting and no belt and stuff like that. There's definitely some perks, but he was saying that the company that I was talking about for the turbo kit is Jackson Racing, and I could be wrong, but I think they will actually install them at the dealer level, or you can order them with it already on it. It was something like that. There was some sort of deal and like a warranty deal, but it's not through Honda. It might be through Jackson, but I think I'll let Derek in the chat explain that. The Rincon is USA only now. That's interesting because Aaron from the prairies, she was on the channel for a long time. Aaron and Drake, they own a Rincon, and I remember growing up Rincons being very popular because at the time that was kind of huge. So I guess they got rid of them in Canada at some point. 21K in USD, 29K in CAD. Oh, am I set up? Is it in US dollar? Okay, I was gonna say 21's wild. Or 23, whatever. So we're probably over 30 at this point, but I don't see where I can switch that up. We'll continue with some of this build. I don't need any of these lights or switches or anything like that. Does this come with a winch? Doesn't look like it. Which is kind of crazy to me. How do I get back? Oh my God. This thing's beautiful though, isn't it? That's gorgeous. The rear box is kind of weird, but I mean, we're kind of looking at a sport machine, so I'm sure you can come up with. I'm sure they sell something to be a tailgate. Okay. Particle separator. Yeah, they have some like race inspired stuff in here for sure. Cargo accessories. All sorts of cargo options, cargo box, interior accessories. I don't know if I would do any of the cargo stuff. I'd probably see how I feel about it and then try some things. Miscellaneous. Oh, okay. I would definitely add side mirrors. Protection. Is there no skid plates on this model? There's none on the A arms, it looks like. Rear trailing arms, so that doesn't matter. It looks like there's some skid plates from the main body part there, but I would definitely look at bumpers. I would do Nerf bars. I pretty much always buy the bumpers. Like there's the rear bumper there, but it's not visible. So you're not going to see it on the picture. Where's the front bar? Intrusion bar, don't really need that. Trailing arm mud guards. Nah, front bumper. There it is. Fender flares. Nah. I own a Renegade. I can eat the mud. Winch towing plow. Winch mount kit. Doesn't work with the bumper. Okay. I'd have to do something custom there. Rear panel, panels. All right, that's just a bunch of ridiculousness. Honda accessories are outrageously overpriced, that's for sure. I've already got a roof, don't need that. It's not saying what this is in. It must be US dollar. Let's do a quick Google here. 25,192 US to Canadian dollars. $35,000, $34,656. That's more of a number I was expecting. And that's kind of on the money. If I had to guess what this would cost, when I saw the 21, I was like super impressed, but yeah, that's not it. So yeah, that's definitely in line with the prices these days. Honestly, it's so common to find a machine of this caliber in the 40s, or up to 40, early 40s, quite a bit. So I think nowadays this is the only Honda I would consider, and I would be happy to rip this up for a long time. Like Honda's just kind of in your blood. If you grew up in Canada on any machines, you probably grew up on a Honda, so it's a bit of a soft spot for all of us. I grew up on three-wheelers. I say it all the time. I don't know. I'll always love Hondas for sure. Honestly, the Pioneer is pretty cool too. I know like the 1K Pioneer would be pretty sweet. Just want to take a quick glance at that. 1005 Pioneer 1000. Probably the 1000 here. So that starts at 17.6 MSRP USD. Okay, so you know we're in the early mid 20s already just for that. You'd want a roof, maybe a windshield and stuff like that. They have some cool colors though. Avenger red. Sick. Okay, so I mean, I would definitely consider that for my utility machine as well. Okay, we're gonna do some questions here. What do we got? Hey, from work. Hey, Drake. So Drake's in the chat. So we were talking about Drake and Aaron earlier. So that's Louder Off-Road in the chat. Definitely go have a look at that. Derek says the 24 Talon right at 31,000 on the nose. Yeah, I believe that. Focus. Four-door Talon 1000 in the blacked out color is mint. Yeah, I love the blackout look, but if you've ever had black or matte black especially, and then you combine that with like clay mud, cleaning it is a nightmare. Anything that's like a gloss and like a gloss red, or even, I wouldn't do white and mud because they stain pretty bad, but just any generic color in a gloss is way better in the long run, in my opinion. if I got something black, I would definitely wrap it or get it in a black gloss, but then it shows scratches really bad. And in off-road, you know how bad they're going to get beat up, right? But I don't know. Hello from Saxon. Where is Saxon? North of nothing too. I grew up on a Suzuki Quad Runner. Yeah, those are pretty sweet too. I only know one guy who says he grew up on a Suzuki Quad Runner, and that's actually Trevor. Trevor from Dirty Life, if you guys remember that. He actually has one in his garage, I think. I think that's what it is. What did I miss for questions back here? Oh man, there's so much chat that I missed. Sorry about that, guys. One of these days, I'm actually going to get good at live streaming, but we're going to have another look. And the next machine we're going to look at is Kawasaki. And we're going to switch it up here. I got to get a second screen. That would make a lot of this a lot easier. So the King Quad. I mean, there's not much to say. The King Quad's great. Kind of just is what it is. So we're not going to go into building any of these or anything like that. But I mean, let's take a look at their most expensive one, because knowing me, that's exactly what I would do. View details. MSRP starting at $14,499. That's gotta be Canadian, right? Yeah. .ca. It's gotta be. Close. So they have a couple options. There's always a camo, different kinds of camo, I guess. I don't know if they've got more color options, but I mean, the King Quad, it is a twin 750, right? Single cylinder, sorry. I'm thinking of the Kawasaki. So single 750, this is like another like Grizzly Kodiak kind of competitor. I've seen them at trade shows and stuff like that in Toronto, and I don't know. I think they're really just not in the game anymore. They've manufactured this same machine since the dawn of forever. They might have done like a cute little storage bin and some mesh nets and come out with some gimmicks, but otherwise, it's a great machine. It's not going anywhere. I'd be concerned about dealer network stuff at some point. I don't know. They're not exactly up there for that kind of thing. So I wouldn't buy this solely because the dealer network would be tough. I can fix it myself, so it's not that big of a deal. But even ordering parts is always just kind of a pain in the butt. I just want nothing to do with that. I want to be able to, like, Friday at 3 p.m., run into Can-Am and grab that one thing so I can finish the project, or a Saturday. And like, I know there's a Can-Am everywhere. So if I'm visiting someone, I can go to a Can-Am, I can go to a Polaris. You know, I can pretty much go to a CF Moto. Kawasaki's a little here and there, depending where you are. You know, Honda's pretty much everywhere. You know, so like that's a concern of mine. So I think that's all they do and all they've ever done, right? Suzuki does a lot of other stuff, of course, but Suzuki is even an auto manufacturer. So not a lot going on there. 14.5. King Quad was great 19 years ago when the current model was introduced. I had an 08 built to the max, but the what does that say? But never get a new one. Like Honda, just outdated. At least Honda, in my opinion, has it dialed in. They know exactly what they're selling. And they do cute little facelifts here and there. Like, they're still involved. And on the side-by-side side of things, yeah, they're a little slower to the punch, but they always kind of have a dialed-in, really great setup off the hop. I know that the Talons launched with a few minor issues, but they're going to fix them. They did fix them. That's what I expect from a Honda. I expect that from a Suzuki as well, but they obviously just don't have any skin in the game. They don't want to do anything with that. So the next brand that we are going to look at is Heisen. And I'm adding this because they are really stepping up what they're going to be doing. And with my recent video, we actually took a look at the new 550R. They call it the MP9 550R and the MP9T 550. So they have a trail machine and a 60 or 65 inch machine. And they have a couple options like cabs and heaters and all sorts of cool stuff. And they're fresh, but they're not new to the system. Like, they've been manufacturing parts for different brands for years. I want to say like 35 years was the number going around that heard about, but you've probably seen them at different, like not Bass Pro or whatever, or Canadian Tire. They made all sorts of different like economy stuff. And now they're combining everything that they've learned, everything that they've done, and they're really coming in on the new Heisen lineup. So you're going to see the Sector Strike. They had an electric one that I actually tried at the dealer recently. That was weird. There's nothing, like you don't hear anything and you're just taking off. That really screws you up. But they have a lot of cool options, and I think given some time, these guys are going to be great. Josh Hicks in the chat, he's the one who actually set me up to test out the Heisen machines 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. And yes, the website needs an update. I'm not seeing any content on the new machines, funny enough. I think I'm one of the only people who, maybe the first, who even made a video on them. I haven't seen anybody else do any videos on them, so we were really early to that. But right about here should be the new Heisen machines. All of these are under a different name, I believe, but owned by Heisen, manufactured by them. So because the 550R, like the MP9s aren't here, I'm probably not going to build them out. But my understanding was they had an MSRP of like 14 to 17,000 for some pretty good options. Kind of comparable to the way CF Moto came to market is what Heisen's doing, but I think their timing is better. They kind of really showed up when the economy is really kind of getting tough out there. So I think they're going to do really well with that, as long as they get their dealer network really established, and then just get some machines out on the trail and show them off. I had a really good time in the 550R. I'd love to see a 750R. I know it already exists. I just haven't seen one for myself yet. I'd love to try one of those and just get it out there and actually try it out. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get you an MSRP or anything on this exactly, but go check out your local dealer. We're going to talk about TGB next. Scandy says, rode with a guy that had a Heisen last spring. He followed the mud bikes all day long with minimal struggle, surprisingly. There you go. I didn't really do any mudding or anything with him. I wouldn't buy one to go mudding, but you know, you're going to run into mud. That's just the way she goes. Josh says, I'm the only one. I'd love to do more content on that for sure. So next we're going to look at TGB. I believe it stands for Taiwanese Golden Bee Company. I was actually in talks with them when I was in the prairies to shoot a commercial and do a marketing campaign for them. And we were literally about to get it done. And then what happened was Demon Power Sports, they're the ones who manufacture the axles and stuff. Well, they ended up getting the distribution license for this company. And then the deal fell through. So Demon Power Sports, notoriously, in my opinion, is just really difficult to deal with. They basically, as soon as I told them what I was worth, they got spooked and disappeared. So I never ended up doing any of that content. But I'm really interested in these machines for a couple of reasons. TGB's been around since like the 60s, if I remember right, and they've been making machines for a long time. The way you guys would probably know TGB is actually they manufactured the Argo ATVs for a long, long time. And so I don't know what the particulars were of that deal, but essentially they stopped manufacturing for Argo, is my understanding, and they decided to launch their TGBs here. So TGB has been making ATVs in like Taiwan and stuff, and you can actually find videos of people doing tours in different countries on these machines already from years and years ago. So they're not new to manufacturing or anything like that. They've actually been around for a long time. But now they're officially here in North America as of a year and a half ago, or maybe even 2 years, technically, if you know, depending on when my emails were. I was supposed to get one of the first machines. The TGB Blade 1000 is basically the exact same machine that Argo had for a long time. I actually have Argo pulled up here. So what is it? Recreation. Here's their ATVs. I believe they were manufacturing the Explorer right here. Yeah. So this is what TGB was manufacturing for Argo. And they obviously still have some of them, or they took over their own manufacturing, whatever happened there. But you can see they came out with a different look on some of their machines after their deal ended with whatever happened there. So I don't know any more detail than that, but I do know that TGB is making their own machines now. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad to see them here. More options, the better. They're not the cheapest brand out there. They're actually, I'm not going to call them expensive, but they're up there. And so they have the Blade. I believe they have the Blade 600 and 1000. I'd be really excited to see the 1000, but I think the 600 is actually a one seat. And then they have this Renegade looking knockoff thing. So the Heisen dealer, Rito Lakes Power Sports that we were working at, they actually have TGBs and they're a TGB dealer. And I'm really excited to be trying some of these. Josh in the chat says they have new side-by-side now. It's also a 1000. Kimco is making the Argo now. Okay, so it looks like Josh knows quite a bit about this as well. He obviously works at the dealership with TGBs, so I consider him more of an expert than I am. There's all sorts of other brands, but I'm trying to target brands that are actually either trying to be established or already established.
In Canada.
In Canada. I would definitely ride this. I know Cass would love the crap out of this. Yeah. We're going to try them at some point. We'll go visit Josh. And
I drove it.
And Steele's.
When we were moving everything into the...
Oh, you drove this one into the shop?
Yeah, I drove two of them.
I mean, you drove in a straight line for 14 seconds.
On gravel.
Yeah, we need to really...
I'm basically a pro.
Yeah, I know everything there is to know.
Yeah, Josh, I'm coming for your job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got to get Josh in more videos.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Oh, there we go. We do have an MSRP. This does not include freight and PDI. Contact your local dealer. There's going to be taxes and a bunch of other stuff. So for this 600, I don't know what you'd be looking at realistically, but we can go take a look at some different websites if we really need to find that. The TGB Blade 1000 LTX EPS, so it's power.
Those wheels, though.
Yeah, there's a few details that are certainly dated, I'm going to call it. But yeah, there's definitely some changes I'd like to see. I don't know. In person, they look a lot better than this image. That I know for sure. But I mean, those are things that I would change pretty much immediately if I owned anyway.
Even if they were nice.
Even if they were nice.
Ask me how I know.
We're going to get you that kitchen island, baby. I swear it.
Put a turbo in it.
15,499. By the time you do freight and PDI and taxes and whatever, you're crawling up to 20.
But it's a 1000.
But it is a 1000. It has all the basics. So, that's basically it. Is there any brands that I'm missing? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much all the brands that we can do.
You didn't do Honda, did you?
I did do Honda.
Yeah. I was out back. Diesel decided it was time to go out back.
Oh, yeah? He went into the swamp?
Yep.
Did you get covered in swamp?
No.
No?
Just a bit.
You smell like skunk. Did I tell you guys about the great skunking of 2024? So...
It's 1 a.m. I let Diesel
I want to tell them my experience, the way I experienced it.
Go ahead.
I get woken up by a smell. Have you ever been woken up by a smell before? This is my first time I've ever been woken up purely by smell. So it's like 1:30 in the morning. Of course, I don't actually know that. I'm just waking up like a zombie. And I can hear Cass yelling at Diesel, "Get off the bed!" Just a bunch of words that I can't make sense of.
Of course, he goes right for my pillow.
Yeah, he gets up on the bed. He's rolling around. Cass is trying to get him off. And all I can smell is the most extreme burnt rubber in my nose.
Yeah.
And it's so bad that it's burning things. I cannot stress
skunk,
how bad it was.
And then there's this. So it's 1 a.m. I let Diesel out. I have my little flashlight. He disappears for a second and then he comes right back. I open the door and before the smell hits me, he's already halfway up the stairs and I'm trying to chase after him. And then Kyle's all disoriented and I'm like, like it's just pure chaos. Kyle goes, he leaves I lock Diesel in the bathroom. Kyle goes to get the vinegar, throws up on his way, then goes to the bathroom, on his way to try to now go to the bathroom, throws up again there because the smell.
The smell was so bad. I've never puked like that. I just came around the corner and I could feel my body get uneasy, and I was just like, "Ugh." There it went. It was that bad.
He comes in, my eyes are like tearing. Oh man, there's like skunk where you walk outside and you're like, there's a skunk around here.
Oh
and then
no,
there's fresh
this was skunk.
yeah.
This is how close the skunk was.
Oh man.
You were in it. You were living skunk.
Yeah. I washed the floors, walls, stairs. Kyle washed
Brutal.
everything. I've been lighting candles every day. So that's us. In a
Yeah,
nutshell.
we still have 2 rooms that smell like skunk. When was that? Like a week and a half ago?
Thursday. Technically Friday morning. Like
So a week and a bit ago.
a week and a bit ago.
Yeah, dang. That was nuts. So now we have like bottles ready. If you ever get skunked again, we're going to get them at the door and like get it off.
I was doing damage control until 4 a.m.
Oh, is this thing... I can never figure out the stupid chat. It should be accurate, but... Oh, there we go. We're good to go. So anyway, that's what happened to us. And that is something we're still dealing with. And we've, by we, I mean Cass, washed them 2?
4 times.
4? Really?
So like vinegar and water, shampoo,
Oh, like, okay, but like 2
And then-
different events.
the skunk off shampoo. Yeah, 2 separate instances, but
Wild.
like 4 full washes and rinses.
0 out of 10 would not recommend
No.
at all.
At least it wasn't Jimmy. We have a porcupine named Jimmy living in our tree in the backyard.
Yeah. Diesel better not find him, because that is a battle he is going to lose, and he is willing to fight it for some reason.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's pretty much the end of the stream. I just wanted to take a look at some of the crazy machines that are out there. The prices are getting nuts. They're actually getting unhealthy. I'm glad we have these machines. They're paid for. They're there. You know, we can just afford to put money into them when they break. But as of right now, you know, we're not making any payments. So thank God we're fortunate for that. Because I don't think we could afford some of these machines nowadays. Like that Expedition at like 60 plus grand, 65,000 by the time it's out the door. Buy a truck. Buy a truck.
Or a kitchen island.
Or a kitchen island. Or a truck and a kitchen island. You could probably do that with 65 grand, just saying. So, yeah.
Like an IKEA table. Like a plastic fold out.
Before we sign off, we got a few things. So we have a few ways that you can support us. Obviously, you can watch and like the videos, and that's basically all I ask for. The second thing you can do is we have a membership program. You're going to see some of the people in the chat. Those are actually people that have chosen a package that they could support us with for the price of basically a Timmy's coffee all the way to a Big Mac. You can choose that, and you get some behind the scenes videos. You get that symbol for the support. You get access to a few different things. I actually plan on kind of developing that a little bit more. But in the same breath, all of the best content is going to be free forever and always, because that's how it should be. But if you want to step it up a little bit, there's that. Second way, we have the website, mainvilletv.ca. We have stickers, we have flags, we have hats, shirts, sweaters, the whole shebang.
Mugs.
We have a, don't order the small mug. I should probably just get rid of that option. It is the tiniest mug, but they have a bigger mug. Buy the bigger mug if you're going to get the mug. Anyway, that is another way you can support us. What else can you do? Check out some of our great sponsors. We have Royal Distributing. They've been really good. We're kind of just figuring out the relationship, but so far it's been very communicative,
They have a sale coming up.
very healthy. There is a big sale coming up. They're calling it the Spring Tent Sale. It's not their first time doing it. They do it every year. So there's going to be some really cool deals on that. We have Fintrail, of course. They've been our longest standing sponsor. They've been incredible to us. I don't think you guys need much of an introduction, but they are all of our riding gear.
Garage living.
Garage Living. If you're wondering how we did a lot of this garage, the cabinets, you've seen some of the videos. They continue to support us. We actually have some more projects happening over there with Garage Living very soon. And you're going to see a lot of that. So slat wall, like they do a lot of everything. You can find all of the links for that on our website. And then our last one is the Auto Loft. So they're the ones who make that hoist behind me. They've been incredibly good to us. And like I said, we actually have a bit of a surprise coming up. But for the live stream people, I'll tell you, no problem. There's going to be another hoist back there. And it's going to be a stacker single post so we can store our snowmobiles on top of each other. So giving us more room for when I buy that new side-by-side after I get that island for you. So the Auto Loft, if you're looking for different ways of lifting your things,
we'll be back after this short break. Yeah, no big rides coming up that we have. We have a ton of family coming in the next few weeks. We had my goddaughters here this past weekend.
Yep.
And then a couple of weekends we have your sister and kids, and then your cousins, aunt and uncle.
Yep.
And then lots going on there. But
the trails do open up in May. The trails do open up.
Yes.
Of course, we can ride Crown, but there's big trail systems that are going to be open up in like 2 weeks. So we're going to get a lot of riding done then. Until then, I'm going to have some other videos. We have to finish up the house series because we're kind of done doing what we're going to do for now. And we're kind of just chiseling away at a few things other than my wife's kitchen island. I will not forget. We're a kitchen island. I got to wrap that up because we have a lot of siding actually getting done and stuff like that on Tuesday. And then we have another series with the hoist and some garage stuff.
Our trip to Sudbury.
That's a members only video. That's already up.
Yep.
So that's kind of where we're dialing that up. So I think that's it. We will try and do more of these Sunday fun days in the future. And I'm glad the audio is a lot better for you guys. I know last time that was frustrating. So we invested in you guys. It was like $80 for this thing.
Keep the invites coming. We might not be able to come to all of them, but there might be some that we can squeeze in if it's the right time and everything and we're available. So keep the invites coming. Don't feel like you're bothering us or anything by sending us some details. And give us some ideas if you want for the Sunday shot. Yeah, he was in the swamp. If you have any ideas, I think it would be cool to like read comments because there's some pretty funny comments out there.
Oh, I did that one video where like all the mean comments.
Man. Yeah. But there's some pretty good ones. Anyways, have a great Sunday night and have a good rest of your week.
Cool. Let's see if I can actually end this without being really awkward like I did last time.